Alright guys, I'm feeling rather feisty right now and I don't know why. So I figure let's read some Am I the Asshole? Because I just feel like calling people an asshole right now. Like, I'm gonna give it to you straight. Last video, I was very tame. I was very calm. I was very, respectful. This video, however, you're getting sassy Brittney. You're getting feisty girl, okay? Am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral? Off the bat, I'm saying yes. Off the bat, I'm saying no, but I want to hear the rest of it. So let's see. I'll admit I'm biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her. I call her his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend. We are all in our early 40s. She died recently. Aneurysm. I've been with him for 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus years. The way he tells it, they were friends in college, decided to date, got married, then realized they weren't a great couple and decided to just be friends. All that happened years before I met him. He was clear early on that she was important. Hold on. They were married? I'm starting to see your side of this. A couple months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife. Oh. He explained the above to me, saying she was one of his closest friends and that it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort to him being so close to an ex, and he told me that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know now to save us some time. I'll choose her. I like you and all, but I've known her for over 12 years and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing. I was that person who, at one point, I was like, no, I've known this guy friend for so many years and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm not saying you should ever have to, leave your friends behind, but also to tell your partner, I would choose them over you. I don't know.
It gives me bad vibes. Anyway.
When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendship? I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, girl. Especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him that I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could just use him as an angle. He'd have lunch with the ex, they'd go to their geeky movies and whatever. A few times I brought it up and he said, we had this conversation before, you had your chance to back out. She died after they had lunch the other day on the way to her car. Whoa. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. Okay, listen, there's some things we don't need to say out loud. I understand, but come on. This is your time to, not look like the asshole. He was working with her husband on funeral planning. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? My argument summed up, she's dead, she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his she's my friend excuse since she doesn't exist anymore. He had his cry for a couple days, gets to be done with mourning her already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral since I wouldn't want her at his. He was the angriest I've ever seen him when I told him that, replying that he'll go no matter how I feel and he's willing to burn this to the fucking ground while holding up the wedding band. Besides you, she was the closest friend in my life. Him and her husband and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this and all saying there was no romantic aspect to their relationship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as to call me a ghoul for how I reacted. I've never felt their relationship was appropriate and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel I should have to hide it anymore. I can speak freely. Am I the asshole for wanting him to be done with her and not attend the funeral? Listen, here's my thing. You're not the asshole, but you are, because what difference does it make now? So you were okay. So you were biting your tongue and putting up with it when she was here and he was seeing her, but now that she's dead, you draw the line at the funeral? I think, bro, get your priorities straight. It's the funeral. Let him go and just be done with it. Why are you putting up a stink now? What difference does it make? And also, for him and her husband and sisters to say there was no romantic aspect to their relationship, not true if they dated and were married. But listen, if he already brought that up before you guys were married, and you said, okay, and married him anyway, babe, that ship sailed a long time ago. I don't get why now you're like, oh, I can be free, I want him to be done. Well, he is. She's dead. The fuck? I don't know. I think you're both the asshole. I don't think you should have gotten married if this was the case. Am I the asshole for refusing to lie to my niece about why she's not allowed to come skiing with me? I, female 29, have a brother, Hugo, male 30. When Hugo was 19, he got his then girlfriend Amy pregnant. They had a daughter, Ashley, who is now 11, And later they got married and had a baby boy who is 4. Over the years, I've become close with Ashley. When I'm home, I live abroad, I take her out to shows, shopping, horse riding, etc. We keep in contact via text. She's bright, thoughtful, just a pleasure to have around. Amy has never liked me, but has mostly put this aside for Ashley. Me and my boyfriend are visiting my family for Christmas and then leaving to go skiing. We arranged for Ashley to come skiing and stay with us for New Year's. Amy wasn't keen on this idea, but relented because Ashley was excited to learn how to ski as all her friends at school could. I took my boyfriend's car to pick Ashley up from school on Friday. She was excited because it's a sports car, and I let her friends sit in it and take pictures. At dinner, she asked if I would drive and chaperone her and her friends going ice skating. Hugo said I probably didn't want to look after a bunch of kids. Amy already planned to chaperone. Oh boy. I didn't really mind, but Amy looked annoyed and said I wouldn't want to mess with an established plan. Ashley kept pushing and said she didn't want Amy to come because Amy dressed badly and was never fun and embarrassed her. Hugo told her to apologize, which she did, but she kept insisting. Amy got teary, and Hugo kept telling Ashley she upset her mother, but this just made Ashley angrier, and she dug her heels in. Yesterday, Amy and Hugo came up to me and said they didn't want Ashley to come skiing anymore. Amy feels that Ashley needs to spend more time with her family, and Hugo is supporting her. They asked if I would tell Ashley that my boyfriend and I changed our plans and wouldn't be going on the trip anymore. I asked why, and they said they told Ashley that if they told Ashley the truth, she would blame Amy, and that would defeat the point of trying to build a bridge with Ashley. I said I understand, but I don't feel right lying to Ashley. And if her parents made the decision, they need to deal with the consequences. And Amy said if I care about Ashley, I would realize it's best for me to fall on my sword rather than alienate her further from her mother. I said no again, but Hugo said we should all take until Wednesday to think about it. Ashley is still being very standoffish. I know if she finds out her mother canceled the ski trip, it will get worse, and so I'm wondering if I should go along with the plan or just do what's best for Ashley. Am I the asshole? No, I think that Ashley... Well, wait. Which one? I don't know. They both have A names. I think the mom is the asshole because... if you're needing to build a bridge, why are you using... Is that negative punishment where you're taking something away? Also, I'm curious as to why the mom doesn't like you in the first place. And I'm not saying you did anything wrong. It kind of sounds like the mom has her own issues, but it's like, you're not the asshole. I think you should I think children deserve to be treated with the same respect we would want. If we would want the truth, why don't they deserve the truth? Especially if you're taking something away from her and could ruin that relationship. I don't know. The mom just sounds like an asshole, especially if she's not liking her. Like, you're taking something away from your daughter. Like, just fuck off, you know? The title, Am I the Asshole for Letting a Friend Hide Something in the Apartment I Share with My Boyfriend? No Questions Asked. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say yes. So I share an apartment with my boyfriend Evan. Well, technically I'm renting it and he's subletting it from me. I already see why you made that distinction. But I don't want to act like I'm in charge just because of how the lease has worked out. Then why'd you say it? Anyway, my best friend's named Julia. Julia is the type of person who follows every rule no matter what. If anyone's watching, I couldn't imagine her committing a crime. I'm scared of why you had to clarify that. So when I got a call from her last weekend saying, I'm out near your apartment, can I hide something there? It's urgent. I instantly said yes. I knew she had her Vespa scooter stolen a year ago when she left a key in the ignition by accident, and when I opened the door, she was there on what looked like to be a different scooter. Hers had been yellow and this one was black. She rushed in and rolled the scooter, and I asked her what was going on. My boyfriend came in and was curious because Julia was sweating like she'd run a marathon and was rolling up on this beat-up scooter. She said she recognized her stolen scooter when she was walking around and looked like an open detached garage and saw it. It was someone in my neighborhood who'd stolen her scooter, but they repainted it and they hadn't even removed her stickers before spray painting it, and she could still see the shapes of her stickers under the black paint. She had already been to the cops about it, but she saw someone riding it in public shortly after it was stolen, and they were worse than useless and told her it'd be too much of a liability to confront someone about something worth so little. Nice. So she ran home, got her spare key, and ran back. Luckily, nobody was there. She went in and took her scooter back, but when she was leaving, someone from the house saw her and started to chase her on foot. She fled but needed to hide the scooter because they were mad and she was afraid they were looking for her. I told her she could hide it here and give her a change of clothes and drive it home so she wouldn't need to walk, but after I drove her home, my boyfriend was furious, saying how I was just supposed to know her call wasn't about something illegal. What if she was bringing trouble into our place, like if a person bought a scooter secondhand, and for all they know, she just walked into the garage and robbed them. I said she didn't. It was literally her scooter and I trusted her. My boyfriend said I was being naive and couldn't just act and we couldn't just act like vigilantes and act like that was fine or normal. He wasn't comfortable with it. I feel conflicted. I'm the sort of friend who will have my friends back 100% of the time, no questions asked. But my boyfriend's furious, so I readily told my friend she could hide something in our apartment without even wondering what it was or why she needed to urgently hide something. Am I the asshole for letting my friend hide her scooter in my apartment? I was gonna be nice, but no. I'm feeling so feisty. Yeah, you're the asshole. What do you mean? I don't care. I understand having your friends back, but there is a point where if you're sharing a space with somebody, they get a say of what they're comfortable with in that shared space, and especially you not knowing what it is. And also, okay, so if someone was chasing her, which one, you didn't even know to begin with, but now you know, okay, what if they saw her go into your apartment and now they know that it's in there, and what if they came in? What if they broke into your apartment for it or called the cops and suddenly you're an accessory? Like, yeah, you're the asshole. What do you mean? Like, it's not that complicated to think, but I know what you're thinking because in the back of your head, I guarantee, especially because you put it at the very top of this Reddit thread that, oh, because it's my apartment and the lease is under my name, but he's only subleasing, I technically have say over what gets to come in here and what doesn't. No. If you guys are living together, one, why'd you put it in the thread? And two, no, you can't just let your friends bring something in there. That's not how relationships and compromise and shared spaces work. Am I the asshole for not allowing my boyfriend to come with me on a trip since he was about to ask his parents to pay for all the expenses? Whoa. My 20 female friends from university and I have been planning to go on a trip next March since the beginning of this year. Since 2 of my friends are bringing their partners along, I asked my boyfriend, 19 male, if he wanted to come under the conditions that he earned the money himself to cover his expenses, including plane tickets and accommodations, which came out to be around 5,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, first of all, why was it a requirement that he earn the money himself? Like, I hear you to an extent, but also, like, if his parents are financially comfortable, first of all, how do you guys, I'm 23 and I don't even have that money to spend on a vacation. Okay, it doesn't matter, but I don't know why that's a stipulation, but whatever. Oh, I guess I should keep reading. I made this request months ago because I knew he was going to ask his parents for the money to cover the expenses, which they always give him. His family isn't super wealthy, but they are well-to-do, and his mom has tried to ask him to try and get a part-time job during school breaks, which he always said he'll try, but never ended up getting one. I grew up in a household where we often get by and thus had to work multiple part-time jobs since I was 16 and have been trying to urge him to get a job with his mother. Ugh. I get it now. A couple days ago, he told me he wants to go on the trip with me, which shocked me, and I questioned how he was going to raise $5,000 since we still have classes this semester and the break doesn't start till late February. He told me he asked his parents. They agreed to help pay his expenses. Okay. I told him no, I would not be allowing him to go on the trip with me, and I refused to share our itinerary documents with him since I made it clear I didn't want his parents to pay for his expenses and established that he would have to earn his keep. But he told me this is something I should have zero say in since I was never in charge of his parents' money. We had a fight over this, and he called me a controlling, manipulative freak before ranting to my friends' partners who are going on the trip with us. They all agreed I was a little out of line and should have no say over how we raised the funds needed. I don't want to rant to the other friends about this since I don't want them to think badly of me or my boyfriend, but it really made me confused as I have no clue if I'm at fault here. Am I the asshole? Listen. This one really strikes a nerve with me, right? Because I was in that position of not necessarily dating someone without a job, but without any financial responsibility. Actually, at that same age. So I can understand the toll that it takes on you, but I can just tell you right now, then I don't know why you're drawing the line at the vacation. Like, 1, then don't invite him, or 2, just end the relationship, because I promise you it will become such a bigger deal the more and more that it goes on, and the more resentment that you will have towards him for not getting a job. And then, in my personal experience, you'll start looking at every way that he spends money that isn't saving, that isn't responsible, and every time that he has downtime, and you're gonna sit there and think, like, you could be working, you could be saving, you could be doing this and that, and it just doesn't sound like you guys have the same idea in regards to money. Also, why I don't know, I also get an ick when people don't work at that age. Like, I don't understand parents that don't make people get a part-time job at that point, but that's to each their own. So you're kind of the asshole about it. He's kind of the asshole about it. It just sounds like I'm telling everybody to break up. No, it just sounds like you guys have different viewpoints on money, and I don't personally see that meshing well. And that's from my own personal experience. It doesn't end well. It doesn't get better. If you guys aren't married or heading in that direction, and you're so young, I think it's to the point where their habits are kind of set in their ways, and it's not your responsibility to be his parent and show him, like, how to be a responsible adult. You're both kind of the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she is traveling too much and it's concerning for our future? Yes. For context, I, 30 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 28 female, for 2 years. Last year, she tragically lost her sister, who was very young. This was very hard on her, and she went on this whole eat, pray, love journey. She started an international trip. Since then, she hasn't stopped. She went on 8 international trips last year. I could only afford to go on 1 with her. And this is after I complained, so she helped me pay. She does work from home and also has really great time off. She's not in debt or anything, but I can't help but think of how much she could be saving if she stops. Her argument is that she's a budget traveler and people spend more a month eating and getting coffee than her trips have cost. Ooh, she puts the maximum in her 401k, plus she thinks it gives her meaning and she loves it. But I can't help think of our future. That money that could be used for a down payment on our future house. Here's the real issue. Plus, I'm not even going, so she's constantly spending time without me. We recently got into an argument and I told her traveling is messing with our future. She says I shouldn't be counting on her pockets and called me an asshole for trying to take away something she loves. Well, I think 1 trip for us together a year should be enough. She's been distant lately, and from friends, I discovered she just booked another trip, so am I the asshole? Although I'm clearly being labeled the asshole, I'll add that her time isn't technically taking away from us, as I do traveling sales within the US, so I'm technically gone during her trips. I think the difference is I'm paid for travel. Flights, hotel, food is free, and I'm working. Yeah, you're the fucking asshole. If you're traveling and gone during her trips anyway, what difference does it make? Also, if she's putting her money in her 401k, if she's working from home, if she's whatever, it's none of your fucking business, bro. And I'm gonna play you a song really quick. I can't tell the bro boys, I can't tell the bro boys, I can't tell the bro boys, I don't want no convo. You're concerned with her saving, her not saving by traveling. So save more. What's the difference? If she is enjoying herself traveling, first of all, going through a loss is so fucking difficult and changes literally everything in your life. I can't even imagine losing your sister young. I literally cannot even imagine that pain. So the fact that you are saying all of this shit from the most selfish fucking perspective because you're so concerned with her not saving, but like, if you're gone anyway, then what is the fucking problem? I think that it's deeper than that. I kind of question if you get more so upset about not being able to go with her because you can't afford it. And also, if she helped you pay for it on the trip that you did go to, it seems like her pockets are doing just fine. And if she's budgeting and she's traveling and like not spending that much, it's none of your fucking business. It sounds like you should be saving more so that you can go on the trips with her. Otherwise, I think she should find somebody else. I'm literally telling everybody to break up. Yeah, you're the asshole. That's so shitty to tell a partner not to travel because you can't afford it. Especially when you would be gone. That, like, yeah, you're the fucking asshole. Yeah, okay, I just read a comment. Also, she doesn't owe you a down payment on the house. First of all, why is that something coming up if she's working still and still saving and budgeting? Like, life isn't worth living unless you're truly living. Why would you save up for a down payment on a house and do all of this stuff that you're quote unquote supposed to do if you're not enjoying it or not liking where you're at? Let the girl fucking travel, bro. get your money up and travel with her, or... I don't know if you guys have ever seen me this sassy, but that was fun. That was a nice little release that I needed. Calling people assholes. These are like my new favorite videos to film. So guys, as always, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, week, month. Whenever you're watching this, go out and live an amazing life. And as always, be kind to others. Unless they're an asshole, then give them what they deserve.